Here you are again. Did you have time to think of how to behave during the interrogation? Remind him, R2-D3. You tell us all you know from the beginning. No lie. Confirm? You tell us all from the beginning, or violence. You tell us that you fly to the funeral, but the liner explode radicals of green universe. Confirm? You lied to me. Logo was impossible. Could not see the shuttle from space. Tell truth, no lie. Confirm?
Greetings, I'm your funerary spacesuit's built-in guide to the world of space funerals. Before we start communicating further, confirm that you are still able to read after the impact. Splendid! You've gotten into a non-standard situation. The BREATHEDGE Global Funeral Agency is proud of its impeccable history. However, your death may cause the loss of its reputation. Therefore, we suggest that you stop the gas leak and survive. To stop the leakage, you'll need an object without any holes. When picking up any useful items, you can stuff them in your pockets, calling it an inventory, if you will. To stop the leakage, you'll need an object without any holes. Take out the chewing gum from your pocket. Try not to get your funerary space stick it somewhere except for your face. You deserve some words of encouragement. That's impressive. You've almost won. Remember that the funerary spacesuit isn't designed for long-term use of persons or animals in outer space. It is recommended to immediately call for help on the interphone, improve the spacesuit, or become depressed. With just the antenna, you'll have to go into outer space. A source of increased radiation is detected. Probably this is the central core of the liner. Be careful, the radiation will kill you instantly in such a suit. That was a close call. Try to adjust the antenna You've got great engineering skills. You have broken the antenna completely. Now you will need some special equipment and interphone activation codes which are encrypted in the memory of the steering wheel if it's still intact. It looks like the steering wheel. You need to try to connect to it. Great news! Using my ingenious 2-digit password matching algorithm, I managed to hack the interphone activation codes. Now all that's left is to build a cryptographic debugging station and reconfigure the interphone using these codes, which will take about 5 years with your current skills. Remember that you are still able to become depressed. Be careful with the vacuum breakdowns. An electric shock of such power can lead to the failure of my systems, and I can't guarantee the safety of your corpse before the arrival of the funeral team. Judging by the primary analysis of the destruction, most of the passengers of the liner died. This might be the biggest catastrophe in the history of astronautics, the reasons for which are yet to be clarified. If you're sure that this is exactly what was on the blueprint, then try to reconfigure the receiver. If you have any doubts concerning it, then you will eventually suffer an electric shock, and then your spacesuit will automatically take your body measurements to order a coffin from our company. Thank you for choosing the Global Funeral Agency. The rescuer's arrival time exceeds your estimated lifespan by 4,369 years. You need to get to the extraction point yourself, getting past the radiation. However, it's impossible to do this with your current skills. To increase your level, you need to create some crap imposed by the developers. It wasn't possible to determine the coordinates of the survivor. Communication only works on reception, which gives a good reason not to respond and not to be distracted, despite the objections of the hormonal system. A standard coffin of the Global Funeral Agency. The opening of the coffin will be considered an offense and an act of vandalism, but no one will judge you if you die. Your interlocutor has a very sweet accent, causing fatal errors in my grammatical functions. electrical stimulation is complete. Having traced your brain's activity while you were working, your brain was stimulated with small electrical charges to improve your engineering skills. Judging by the result, it didn't work and caused a number of hallucinations. However, it was entertaining. You still can't get past the radiation, but I will mark the coordinates of the rescuers for useless motivation. The captain's bridge was badly damaged, but the main systems are still functioning properly. The door is locked. If you manage to get inside, there's a chance to send a distress signal to the nearest planet, or at least cake the corpse with the captain who allowed this to happen. Seems it will be a long day. While choosing the most painless suicide methods for you, a slight decrease in the background radiation was noticed. Surprisingly, your attempt to break the liner could lead to positive results. I could find out the nature of this phenomenon, but for that, I would need to disclose some confidential information of the BREATHEDGE company, which contradicts the security protocol, so not a single spacesuit AI will disclose this information to you. On the other hand, this information is extremely necessary for us. There are a lot of stupid spacesuits with dead carriers floating around, so nobody will even know if you resort to the good old torture method, like the drill. No, I will tell you everything, I swear! Ah, don't do that! What was that? I offered for you to torture other spacesuits. It's a logical thing to do. Well, I won't utter another word. Okay, let bygones be bygones. I suppose you don't think that a program can be afraid of torture, do you? I don't think it can either, and I'm definitely not hinting that you need to find an engineering shuttle. You probably need some explanations which you cannot get because the corresponding dialogues are absent in the game. Therefore, you won't get any. In order to find out how you reduce the radiation, you need to calculate the coordinates of the place where the captain's bridge crashed into the liner. BREATHEDGE Agency coffins can help us with this. However, we still need to find an engineering shuttle, or even better, the engineer himself. There's an engineering shuttle ahead. I wonder how you find everything so quickly. Is it because of my hints? Looks like he was shaving with a chainsaw during the crash. I can find no other explanation for such damage to a spacesuit. We need one that is in good condition, or at least other parts of this one. I'd recommend exploring the area. This part belongs to the shuttle's owner, or owners. It's hard to tell whether the remains belong to just one person. In any case, this won't do. We need something below the belt, if you know what I mean. Looks like there's nothing here. Examine some other debris. What's that? Is it the body part I'm thinking of? Oh, nope, it's just a finger. This won't do. Not the most useful instrument in space. Unfortunately, this isn't what we're looking for, although I would think of getting a hand transplant if I were you. These are better than yours, and it looks like nobody needs them anymore. The durability of the engineering modules is impressive. Even such asteroids couldn't crash them. This is it. I wasn't sure if the engineer's legs remained intact, but we were lucky. Unfortunately, due to the security protocol, I cannot tell you that the special magnets built into his engineering boots can be used to illegally open the back panel of BREATHEDGE coffins. You probably need some explanation about this. I have no right to inform you that BREATHEDGE Agency coffins exchange information with each other concerning obstacles flying by in order to avoid collisions in space. Collecting this information would help determine the trajectory of the captain's bridge, which in turn will determine the coordinates of its collision with the liner. The technology of opening the back panel of BREATHEDGE Agency coffins is commercial classified information, and therefore I cannot advise you to turn on the magnet, attach it to the lock, and pull the trigger to dislodge the locking mechanism. You're doing great! You're almost there! Come on, just a little more. Do it before you realize that these mechanics just artificially prolong the gameplay. Data acquired, but its analysis will take about 3 days. Nope, 3 seconds are enough. Apparently, the captain's bridge damaged the tank with mayonnaise on the port side of the liner. The mayo got pulled into the core's gravitational field, which increased its mass and decreased its activity. Bombarding the core with other similar debris may lead to a further decrease in its activity, probably. What's left to do is to find something with similar properties to mayo and not kill yourself with such experiments. Gradually falling apart. We need to hurry. In this regard, I will calibrate the radiation sensors a bit. You'll be able to get much closer to the liner, and we'll assume that you are not exposed to radiation at all. Speaking of Normandy, your interlocutor has already mentioned this shuttle with survivors. It would be nice to find it before you actually destroy everyone. I will mark several interesting places that I found through the coffin notification system. If you want to open more coffins, there's a chance that I'll be able to detect new, potentially useful debris, while my anti-vandal program scares you with criminal liability. Thanks to your torture, I violated not only the BREATHEDGE data protection protocol, but also entirely by accident. I repeat, entirely by accident, cracked the data block, which I had insufficient privileges to access. From the information gathered, I can conclude that the agency coffins not only transmit information about obstacles, but also exchange strange encrypted data packets. Unfortunately, even when threatened with a drill, I wouldn't have enough power to decrypt it. You would need some military equipment here. Looks like someone tried to get inside the module using the shuttle as a battering ram. By the way, did you know that originally the heads of some battering rams were carved in the shape of a ram? That's an interesting fact. The chance of injuring yourself with the electrical tape is 46%, which makes the dispenser the safest tool for useless construction and wasting your time. Remember not to put the loose end of the electrical tape down your throat. The pilot entered the module. Well, partly. At any rate, his brains are scattered all over the corridor, and they most likely got into the vent and activated the airlock pressurization protocol. You need to find another airlock to get inside. The service airlock. To be more precise, this was the service airlock. Unfortunately, now it's gone. But if you scan how its system works and get the necessary tools, we could try to repair it to depressurize the doors. Almost perfect. However, your biometric data shows a fit of acute frustration with the visual implementation of the construction system that doesn't match the given developer's promises and screenshots. The BREATHEDGE agency is trying to take care of its customers' mental health, therefore I have to start stimulating your brain to create visual hallucinations. Your construction will look more attractive now, but there may be some side effects that are not worth paying attention to. You need to find the central interphone. If there's anything left undamaged there and you don't try fixing it, then we have a chance. Seems like during the crash, they smashed their heads against the console, which now appears to be non-functional. It's a shame that airbags are not provided in spaceships. The observation post was broken before the crash. All the records are missing. Looks like a diversion. The interphone is out of order, which is to be expected from a commonplace indie video game where the main gameplay is based on, oh, wait, it actually is in order. However, communications are down and the antenna needs to be fixed. Again. You need a special pass, which is issued only to employees of the liner. A fully functional farm for synthesizing beef. However, the declaration mentions only the transportation of goods. There is no data about any research conducted on the liner unnamed, but it seems that apart from transporting food, they also did some biological experiments in these sections. What a strange place. But maybe we can find something. Looks like an undamaged cargo section with dairy products. Special containers with cooling gel are used for transporting milk. The gel is ideal for reducing the core's activity. What's left to do is to find the emergency unloading lever, get inside the section, pump out the cooling gel, and launch it into the liner. This may come in handy if you calibrate it correctly. Stop. Judging by the signal, there's an anti-asteroid turret nearby. I hope you don't look much like an asteroid, but it's recommended that you stay away from the guns. These turrets can attack a large moving object without even knowing how valuable the spacesuit on this object is. Bioglue is the basis of a synthetic organism. The composition is too complex for homebrew reproduction.
Biologists tried to make synthetic cows adaptable to independent growth and grazing, and therefore jelly-like specimens without any bone structure did not do well. The doors are locked. These locks can only be opened with a special tool from outside, or alternatively, they can be broken. You are good at doing that. A space shuttle got stuck in this blob of cooling gel. I think we found the perfect specimen to launch into the core. This technology is outdated, so it's highly improbable that this debris belongs to the liner. Robotics wasn't so popular at the time when such ships were produced. The engines look intact. External control system. Only old ships have these. I can hack it in a split second. A fuel tank, with no fuel inside. To start the engines, you have to find some fuel, fill the tank, and hack the control system of the ship. It's strange that this section is protected with weapons, seeing that the dairy products don't cost much. There's a turret somewhere near. You must unlock the doors. It worked. Now you have to find the airlock. This is definitely not a cargo section, despite it looking like one and the mark in the liner's declaration. Somebody wanted to keep these rooms secret. A laboratory with the most advanced equipment. Individuals don't have access to such technologies. Looks like some data blocks. Connect me to one of them and I'll try to find out if there's any cooling gel in the capsules. Interesting. There's no cooling circuit here, which means the gel can only be present in the solution itself that is poured into the capsules. The full composition of the solution is encrypted, but we can pump it out using the control post and analyze it manually. According to the plan, this is not only the main control post, but also the steering wheel. This section is a space shuttle, but with such damage, it's unlikely to be able to fly. I've downloaded the manual. To clean the specimen capsules, press the blue button. Or the green one. Unfortunately, the manual is black and white. Something's wrong. I would suggest ignoring what happened. If these specimens end up on some planet and remain intact, then politicians will come up with some story about a super intelligent race that created these creatures to destroy mankind. Press the green button. Judging by the blueprint, the red button duplicates the green one, but you better not poke everything around, as the story is not nonlinear. In any case, as I thought, the capsules didn't contain all of the solution. Pumping out for the reserve tanks initiated. There's no cooling gel here, but the solution contains potassium iodide, cysteamine, ondansetron, and some non-standard impurities. Theoretically, it can serve as excellent anti-radiation protection. Just put the solution into the insulin cell of the suit, and I'll calculate the dosage so you don't turn into a vegetable or a mutant cow. Your protection against radiation has increased. You didn't even have to launch anything into the core, risking the start of an uncontrolled reaction of matter explosion. Although it would have been right to launch this laboratory together with all of its dangerous research. I wonder, am I the only one who is confused about the fact that these specimens have chicken genes? Many blueprints specify chickens to be the main catalyst for mutations. You even have an immortal chicken in your backpack, don't you? The antenna miraculously remained intact. You may start debugging. But where's the antenna? I wanted to use the audio file from the first chapter to reduce the cost of development. Looks like it wasn't the antenna that caused a problem, but these broken wires. You need it. I don't think it'll help. 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 The broken wires problem is solved. Try to catch a signal from Normandy. It's too stupid, even for green universe radicals. Looks like we found the one responsible for the missing records from the observation post. Although the corpse is here, the records are missing, which is not quite logical. It's amazing that they are alive. Even with a serious decrease in the core's activity, it still must be extremely uncomfortable there. So that's how it actually works. How interesting. Have you ever heard of cannibalism among astronauts? Even if you take into account your excessive consumption of water and food, resorting to this would not be easy. I think you're almost there. You can probably ignore the cooling gel's slight course deviation and assume that the core's activity is partially reduced. The linguistic analysis of the large inscription on the wall shows that it's module number 51. The government transported some military developments in it. You can really find something useful here, like the famous cedar spacesuit, if you don't get caught by any security systems. It's unlikely that you can find another way into the military module. You must bypass this super intelligent AI, which can let only a soldier pass, I presume. It looks like Knight Errant's manual control panel. It's used in case of remote control system failure. Getting here from inside the liner was impossible, therefore it wasn't fortified much. There are no data about the discharge cells or any modern particle beam weapon in general, but according to the blueprint, it's somewhere inside the gun's barrel. I don't think you should poke your nose in there. If the gun doesn't work, it doesn't mean you can poke your head. Apparently, these are the discharge cells. It's unlikely that you'll be able to fix them, but I'm sure that there are some spare ones somewhere, although I recommend that you think about why you would want to repair this gun in the first place. An armored airlock with complex entry control system. The system was so complex that it was the first one to fail. However, this doesn't prevent the door from remaining armored. We won't find any other way into the module anyway. A large part of the mayonnaise is frozen, but there is some strange activity in some of the balls, if it really is mayo, as indicated in the invoices. I'm not sure about the composition of modern mayo products, and therefore I advise you to be careful. Their current physical properties are unknown. Looks like the Mayo tanks work only on the port side. There's a chance to find something here that can be launched into the core.
This is working autonomous oxygen station.
I have no idea who would need that amount of Mayo in space, but we need to find a way to get this whole thing into the liner's core to reduce its activity. There must be some control systems inside. If the airlock isn't damaged, then we need to find it, get into the tank, start the engine, somehow leave before it starts, and hope that when flying away, the tank will collect at least some part of the flowing spilled Mayo. Someone clearly overestimated the value of the mayonnaise, allocating an autonomous tank for it equipped with an auto-flight system. Although considering our situation, it's a great opportunity to launch it without any problems by fixing one of the engines and disengaging the tank from the module. When assembling a new suit, don't forget to transfer my chest-mounted module to it. You can't fully use your spacesuit without a personal module.
What's with your face, Private? Wise guy, eh? 2 extra duties. General, welcome, sir. Yes, sir. General, sir.
It's worth noting, the robot gatekeepers can't be in the service, and therefore their involvement in the ranks of the armed forces is extremely improbable. Looks like some alcohol got spilled over its circuits in the crash. It's a decoder. Since I've violated all security protocols anyway, we can learn about the information exchanged between BREATHEDGE coffins. There's no data on the design of fluorescent lamps. To be more exact, there wasn't any. That's weird. This looks more like some virtual communication between underdeveloped human beings, but it's even more incoherent and lacks logic. Why would coffins need such information? You naturally remember that my intelligence and charm, along with the entire chest-mounted block, must be transferred to a new spacesuit for it to function fully, don't you? It seems that the stand for the suit is broken, although it won't be difficult to fix it. The new suit won't reduce the core's activity, but will increase your radiation resistance, which is equivalent. Almost. Of all the potential of the Cedar spacesuit, you managed to use only its improved material for the lining, but even this is enough to increase your chances of survival. Now this is something interesting. It's worth taking a closer look. There are some undeclared functions of several BREATHEDGE agency inventions here. Please note section ISR-1 Protection Increase RADAR-53 chip. It's about the first spacesuit prototypes. I have the same chip installed in me. Try to follow these steps. Protection increase protocol activated. The threshold of radiation resistance has increased. So you're saying we could have done this from the start? Turret detected. Guns nearby. Got one. Second discharge cell installed. I hope it doesn't start firing right away once you fixed it. Only one left. And we're done. I might be wrong, but is Knight Errant preparing to shoot? No, it's not. But I'm starting to understand why you repaired this weapon. I'd like to warn you that shooting from it is pure madness. Therefore, I strongly recommend not to come near Knight Errant's manual control panel, take the joystick in your hand, direct the weapon at the debris, and press the fire button. Knight Errant is in running order. Yes, I had exactly the same idea. Knight Errant must break through the airlock's armor, damaging the latching mechanism. Try aiming and shooting at the lower latch so as not to damage the module. Seems like you only have one shot before the weapon's batteries go completely flat. Fire! I'm not sure this is a good time to comment, but the shot didn't go well. Although you did damage the armor for sure, together with half the equipment. With such damage, we won't be able to control the core remotely, but we can use the core protection protocol and open additional cooling valves in the liner. For that, find the central panel and try to guess the 9-digit password. The door is being repaired faster than your attempts to break it. We need to get rid of the maintenance team somehow. This must be the central panel. On the first try. That was easy.
You unable to lie. You could not just do something and not break something. Tell truth. Confirm.
I suspect that the panel is a bit out of order, but judging by the sensors, an undocumented passage was hidden under it. There's no information about these rooms. Something happened here, although you've probably already noticed it. It's definitely one of the BREATHEDGE agency coffins, but its ID is missing in my database. So it's not the size that makes the liner unnamed unique, but its latest energy core. Maybe that's what drew the attention of the Green Universe radicals? We'd better forget this classified information. Looks like you're not the only one who's fond of destroying important equipment. Now I can't even connect to this panel. What's left now is to break the rest of the stuff around here, and there's a chance that this will activate some core protection protocol. Or, alternatively, kill someone in this room. Activity detected. It looks like you were able to start the protection protocol, although the ship's documentation says it's only possible during a natural disaster. You've got talent. We cannot deny the fact that Green Universe was involved in the crash of the liner, but some details in their behavior and death don't correspond to the modus operandi of the attack. Seems that detaching the bracket without getting your hands as well as other parts of your body dirty will be impossible. These are the brackets mounting the tank to the module. You'd better find them all and detach them before you start, or at best, all the debris will spin and be torn apart with the tank right here. These are the brackets mounting the tank to the module. You better find them all and detach them before you start, or at best, all this debris will spin and be torn apart with the tank right here. You can try to repair the bracket, but since you will destroy it during the repair process, it will be easier to break it beforehand. I hope we won't need that. Small modern engines can do without burning fuel, which is much safer. The engine is installed, now the tank will probably be able to fly. Great idea! In addition to good speed, your magnificent transportation is vibrating so hard that by the divergent waves it produces, I can calculate the nearest obstacles and project them on your helmet screen. Wait. Nope, actually I can't. An airlock. Seems to be intact. Seems like the gas coming into the Mayo doesn't let it freeze. I have a feeling that something is wrong with this mayonnaise. Apart from the inconsistency of its composition, overly complex technologies are used to transport such biological debris. Although, nothing of interest. Unbelievable. This is heaven knows what, but it's certainly not a simple tank for storing food products. All data indicate that the mayonnaise is not mayonnaise, and the tank was an integral part of the systems of the liner unnamed. We have to start the centrifuge, even just out of scientific interest. A special patch and a bloated spacesuit indicating increased gas production due to excessive broccoli eating. All this points out that the body belongs to the Green Universe Radical Group. If the possible moral constraints are no problem, this bag of methane, hydrogen, and organic residues can be used to provide initial acceleration to the centrifuge. You only need to figure out how to do it. The data analysis on the crash of the liner and the nature of the damage allows us to state with great confidence that the damage caused to the Mayo tanks by the abruptly stopped centrifuge was one of the causes of the liner's depressurization and its ejection from the warp. These data confirm the possible involvement of the Green Universe in the disaster. Despite the fact that the task involved pumping out gas to create a miniature engine with an igniter, your barbaric method of directly lighting your rear end is recognized as effective. It's time to check the control panel. Your incredible dexterity, together with incredible luck and incredibly linear scripts, works wonders. In any case, there's a decrease in the core's activity. Looks like we've broken the task. The sensors detect a significant decrease in radiation. Unfortunately, so much debris got into the core that we now have even less time before it destabilizes. I recommend exploring new areas and I can't say for sure, but apparently it was a backup power cell of the newest nuclear warp installation in the core of the liner. What we have seen is one of the most protected. By the way, did you notice that you've passed the 3rd chapter? I think I forgot to display the text about it. Unfortunately, it's still impossible to track the location of your interlocutor. If some kind of script doesn't trigger here right now, we'll be stuck here for a long time. But I think Chapter 4 started quite a while ago, didn't it? Seems like you did something wrong, as always. I suggest you start a new game and try again. Come to think of it, forget it. Judging by the analysis of my sensors, the launch mayonnaise was completely absorbed by the core and destabilized it. The radiation level decreased to a critical minimum. It's time to visit Normandy before it's too late. According to my calculations, the next decrease in the radiation level will occur in 17 hours when the shell of the core overheats. The decrease in the radiation level will be significant, and it will last from 3 to 10 seconds, after which the explosion will follow, splitting us into atoms. With this in mind, it's highly recommended that you hurry. If I'm not mistaken, there's an accelerating transport station ahead. Apparently, they plan to use it for the evacuation of Normandy, although it's hardly possible to do that. These stations help small spaceships gain initial acceleration when departing from the liner, but they are of no use for long-distance flights. There's just one question that tickles my mind. Why are there so many damaged coffins? Aside from that, these coffins have limbs, weapons, and undoubtedly, active AI units, judging by the weak signals coming from their remains. To be honest, I'd rather not know what all of this means. As far as I know, the BREATHEDGE Funeral Agency is in the business of burying corpses, not creating them with killer robots. But these coffins are definitely not counterfeit. It seems that the Normandy team died heroically fighting with coffins, which goes beyond any. Most of the ship's systems are functioning nominally, but it will take a little effort if we are going to fly away from here. The steering wheel is broken, but the rest is in order. This is the Normandy autopilot course. We can't change it without a living captain in any way, not even with a handy scrapper. However, it's highly unlikely that the captain calculated such a complex route for no particular reason, so we'd better not touch it at all. I need some time for analysis. These robots don't have any built-in weapons. I wonder where they got so many blasters. The lack of weapons in the military module hints at a definite answer, though. It's unlikely that all these robots appeared here by accident. We can't do without some repair work here. That's great. It looks perfect. Almost done. Great job. Unfortunately, the station's control units are still broken, but the good news is that you don't need them to launch Normandy at all. I just wanted to keep you busy while I was doing some important calculations. Please note, the coffin is almost intact. Maybe we could fiddle with it a bit. There is no description of this equipment in my database. I assume this is the central robot system, and it seems to be powered by the products of natural decay. In simple words, these robots run on decomposed corpses. That should work, I hope. You already repaired such an engine once, but it looked different somehow. There should be no guns on such a shuttle. Apparently, they made an exception for Normandy. It's unlikely that it will fly with a broken engine, but the design of the steering wheel is quite interesting. I checked the course routed by the captain. There's not enough information, but it seems that he was able to calculate a route through several accelerating stations straight to the core. We can get some energy for a single warp jump there, and let's hope that Normandy survives this. That's it. Space, here we come. Start the engine. I apologize for the restart window. I'm not good with abrupt acceleration. I hope we don't have enough engine power to activate the weapons. In any case, Normandy won't survive one more acceleration, or any flight at all. I suggest we find a place to dock and inspect the shuttle. By the way, I'd like to note that leaving the shuttle and going into outer space at such a short distance from the core is impossible unless you want to turn into jelly. Paranoia is a type of chronic psychosis common for adulthood. Either your interlocutor knows something we don't, or she's an old woman. The ship won't hold up long, so take your time. That's a suitable place to dock. Looks like a part of the liner's garage module. Maybe we'll find some parts for Normandy there. There's a system for accurate docking installed here. That's great. Or perhaps for not so accurate docking. It looks like the engine has failed completely now, and will never get to the accelerating stage.
Diagnostic Center. Yes. Please go to the reception. Welcome. Go to the center. Please.
This is not just a garage module, but a surviving diagnostic station. However, it doesn't sound like it's functioning nominally. The diagnostics panel works, although this part clearly doesn't belong here.
Hey! Don't touch it! Put it back! What are you doing? Put it back! Yeah, that's better. Oh, can you twist it a bit more?
I think at this rate we'll achieve nothing because this thing is short-circuiting the diagnostic station's brains. We can't do anything here. We'll have to look for some controls.
You better look for the remnants of your dignity, you lousy pajamas!
The elevators aren't working, although it's not recommended to use elevators during a fire, earthquake, or the diagnostic station's self-torture. The main diagnostics room. You can say that this is the brain of the whole diagnostic station, and this brain is malfunctioning.
You are the one who's malfunctioning, you funerary diaper.
The central processor. I thought such a fragile thing should be protected somehow, and not be just sticking out of the floor like this.
I stick out and in however I want.
It looks like we'll have to remove the excess voltage first.
What now? Put it back. Are you messing around with me? Put it, oh yes, back in. Oh, you jerk.
This diagnostic station is faulty, but we don't have any other one. The excess voltage is melting its circuits. You need to bring it to its senses somehow.
Bring you back to your senses, you dirty undies with a helmet, if you don't stop coming at me.
The central processor protection control console. It's not working. No, something's wrong. I see. Someone removed the protection from the processor and tried to connect it directly to the coffins. I don't know why anyone would want to run diagnostics on coffins, but the result is obvious.
Leave my processor alone.
If the station doesn't like it, then we're doing it right.
Processor back. What kind of people are you?
It looks like the unprotected processor was causing power supply overload. This should help a little.
You better help yourself, sweat-smelling piece of junk.
This rotor is damaged. It's not quite needed for the diagnostic station's work. It'd be better to turn it off somehow. These are the levers controlling the rotor's speed. It's It's not working. You should first press the left one, then the right one, or maybe the middle one. There are too many combinations. I have no idea how anyone could guess the right one. Perfect! You managed to break the rotor. It doesn't matter, though.
Too bad it didn't hit you.
There's something wrong here. I don't know what this dead man was trying to do, but the compensators shouldn't be under voltage.
What's going on? Reattach the clips. Oh.
There's less stuttering in its voice. Looks like everything is coming along all right. We've been in this situation before. If we fix these broken wires, we won't have to break the door. Probably. No power.
Don't touch anything.
I don't even know if that's a good sign. Ugh, it has a toggle switch. Disgusting.
Don't touch anything.
This should help a little, although touching a toggle switch, even to survive, I really don't know.
Push my toggle switch to on. Push it to on.
Now, can you hear it? I can't hear its angry babbling either. Looks like it's time to reboot the central processor.
What happened? Did you just reboot me by just pushing the button? I take it you'll continue damaging the equipment until I run diagnostics. Well then, the core of your shuttle is melting, the weapons are uncalibrated, passive defense is not installed, active defense is not installed. It's nothing but a tin can. Happy now? I'll fix your engines and you'll get out of here. Okay.
That's a good deal, and the only possible one. The diagnostic station is not designed for complex repairs at all. It's time to return to Normandy. By the way, maybe we could fast
Oh, you're back already? It's done. By the way, you were saying something about going to the accelerating station. I want to inform you that without a friend or foe system, the protective systems of the liner's bow will destroy you. Good luck.
I'm sure we won't last long without decent repairs, so even the security systems won't be needed for the shuttle to fall apart. As for the friend or foe identification system, I don't know anything about it. We're still here. Apparently there's no fast travel in this game. We'll have to go back on foot. That's a shame. I picked out such a nice visual effect, such beautiful sounds, and such a nice loading bar. Have you seen it? Great! The engines are working, the life support system is working, the weapons are active. By the way, the weapons calibrate themselves automatically when shooting at random targets. I have no idea where to look for everything else listed in the diagnostics, and therefore, I suggest exploring the nearest debris. I shouldn't have said anything about the weapons. I have to warn you about the illegality of never mind. What's that up ahead? I'm not mistaken, am I? Is it a fully functioning BREATHEDGE coffin with hands? We've already seen such coffins, but I doubted it until now. An automatic maintenance team. They can patch us up, but nothing more. We can't get them to completely repair the shuttle. Great! We didn't blow up and are back in line. I don't even know what to call them. Coffin bombs? They're not our friends for sure. Calibration complete. However, I'd like to note that your system is absolutely unimportant. These weapons have simplified artificial intelligence, self-learning system, and they simply adapt to the shooter. Calibration complete. Hitting targets becomes more effective. Probably. Normandy needs repairs. Great God! Coffins shouldn't attack people. That's nonsense. Observation modules with domed glass. How this glass survived the disaster is a mystery to me, but it would be nice to get inside, at least out of curiosity. Recalibration complete. I wonder how many levels there are. According to the number, this is one of the domed cooling modules. The extremely low temperatures overboard and the huge volumes of working fluids allowed the modules to maintain almost any temperature in the shell of the cores without unnecessary energy consumption. We could use something like this for the damaged core of Normandy. An external docking airlock. You can get inside from here. Or rather, you could get inside if you could break all this ice. Can dock now. I have no detailed information about the liner's cooling system in my database, but I'm sure you'll have to find something and break something. I wonder if you can call icicles icicles in zero gravity. Technically, they form in a different way, which means they must have another name. Orbicles, for example. Or, expandicles, bursticles, pressuricles. I don't know. I'll allocate one of my processors for generating the name, perhaps. It looks like this is not a passageway leading to the dome, but a temporary storage module. I didn't know it was located in this part of the liner. So it is. These are temporary storage refrigerators. Everyone who was lucky enough to die during the flight on the liner was placed here, and according to my data, there were many of them. Let's hope the deceased didn't walk away on their own. Very interesting. The design of these refrigerators is not that simple. If I had more information, I could make a useful blueprint for Normandy. This boulder could be named in your honor. Just look at all the stuff it destroyed. Everything is blocked with ice further on. It's unlikely we'll be able to break through. I have no idea what it is or how it works. This is clearly not just simple steam, but something much colder, although you could get under the dome from here.
You lie again. You are here. That means death was impossible. Tell truth. Confirm.
It's hard to tell anything from these remains. What strange remains? If I make the assumption that coffins can replace the corpses inside them with fresh bodies like batteries, would you think I'm crazy? Despite the damage, the nitrogen valve control unit in this refrigerator remained intact. Very interesting. Interesting. The deceased has no pathologies or external injuries. He's healthier than you. Amazing! I can't imagine how this happened, but by looking at the junction box in his hand, I can make a rough diagram of how to connect the refrigerator. Looks like I figured out the general concept of integrating thermal control systems, even though I don't have an engineering chip installed in me. All that's left is to study the cooling system controller and figure out where to get the working fluid. Then we can assemble a cooling unit for Normandy. Simple as pie. Now it's clear how to disable the flow of nitrogen. Turn the A02 valve all the way to the right, then the 3 nitrogen reduction valves. Turn the B6 valve to the left at a 30-degree angle. Don't forget to depressurize the valve. Well, or like this. All right, time to check the dome. The cooling system controller should be here somewhere. We're looking for some sort of a, box? No, probably a computer, or a room, or maybe a data block, or a barrel with a button. I haven't fully studied what it should look like. Wait a second, this mosaic. So that's why your relative's face seemed so familiar to me. A brilliant engineer, one of the creators of the core, and the father of artificial intelligence. It's him! Amazing! Are you sure you're not adopted? The crew was killed shortly before the crash. They didn't even have anything to defend themselves with. I noticed that it's enough for a human to get one hit in any part of the body to die, whereas coffins only die when certain points on the head and stomach are damaged. According to some sketchy fragments of data, I assumed that it might be the office of your grandpa and his team. Did you know that he was supposed to be on board the liner? It's a good thing you only need a pass from a corpse, but not the corpse itself. Apparently, your grandpa was supposed to fly as a crew member and monitor the core's activity. I wish I'd had a chance to talk to him. All the equipment was destroyed, and someone took all the data blocks. Someone's been looking for something here. I wonder what it was. Most likely, the liner's core was remotely controlled from here, but someone broke everything. I think the controller must be here somewhere. Here it is, the cooling system controller. I told you it looked like, this. Either the controller is broken, or we don't have access. In any case, I only need to examine its internals, so I suggest using a handy scrapper. Enough damage. I've made a blueprint of the cooling unit. You can feel how hot my logic board is. No less than 85 degrees. I knew you wouldn't say no. It's hot, isn't it? Just like Normandy's core, which we need to cool down already. However, I have some unpleasant news for you. I found out where to find the working fluid for the cooling unit, but you are unlikely to like it. In any case, we will need a drill and moral depravity. I can't stop thinking about your brilliant relative. He clearly worked here and designed many of the liner's systems. Could the accident have been caused by someone who needed his body or the data from his office? Yes, that's right. The working fluid is inside of them, in the area of the bladder. We really need it, but they don't. Another elderly person with cardiac failure. I don't envy their funerary spacesuits. It must be so stressful for them. It's the working fluid, no doubt about it. That should work. When installing it, don't touch the core's shell. Great, it works! At least now you won't get fried inside of me and smear my lining with your combustion residue. No, there is definitely something wrong here. I tried to track the flight path of your relative's body using the information of the coffins we opened earlier. He disappeared right after you lost him. Moreover, the other coffins didn't receive either any signal about the destruction of the coffin or its coordinates. Great, let's go! Now we definitely need to fly there. I can't believe it! It's a teleporter. If we fly through it at a certain speed, we can get to our station that we left behind. The automatic maintenance team compartments were located on the outer plating of the liner. No wonder they survived. Okay, probably. We need to go a little slower. The wormhole didn't have enough time to form. Something's wrong. Try flying backwards. Perhaps the teleporter doesn't have enough time to collect enough ionic mass due to the conical shape of the shuttle. It didn't work. There's a possibility that the teleporter is damaged and it doesn't have enough power. Perhaps if you fly and shoot at the same time, the plasma charges will collide with the positron grid of the portal, disperse it, and open the gateway. You know, theoretically, the portal might not work because portals don't exist at all. Do you believe in any pseudoscientific nonsense? How on earth would there be a portal here? It's just some part of an engine. And our station has probably been destroyed by drifting debris long ago. Watch the turrets. It looks like it's one of the Space Military Police modules. Their shuttles were equipped with the best defense systems. If we can't find a working shuttle, we could at least try to remove some of their armor plating and patch up the holes on Normandy. Apparently, we won't find any survivors here either. This container seems familiar. Isn't it the capsule containing one of those ugly cow chicken hybrids that you irresponsibly launched to the surface of the planet? I hope it was empty already because there's no sign of the mutant itself. These tracks don't bode well. I can't imagine how hard the blow was. It seems to be the only way to get to the military shuttles. I suggest we turn back and try to find a safer place to loot. Now you face a fine under Clause 867A of the agreement for damaging the spacesuit with slime of an unknown origin. These are the tracks of the survivors. It's a shame they are bloody. I've detected some signs of unknown infection on this body. According to Intergalactic Regulation Number 6, you must take some samples. chance that the death was due to a huge hole in his stomach, and there are no traces of infection besides common acne on his face. Still, it's better to be safe and send the sample to Earth. Otherwise, it might turn out like in 2020 with COVID-19, but only we will be the ones to blame. There was a real massacre here not so long ago. What is this thing? Throw it away! Judging by the tangled footprints leading from the cabin, the mutant attacked these unfortunate fellows and got drunk on their blood, which had a lot of something alcohol-containing in it. By the way, there's a chance that these are the only survivors besides us and your interlocutor with a strange accent. To be more precise, they were the only survivors until you launched a capsule with a mutant at them. What the? Run! It's definitely the mutant from the capsule. I hope it won't be able to get in there and come after us, but we'd better get out of here. By the way, we found the shuttles. All the shuttles are damaged. However, we only needed their armor plates in the first place. I don't understand mutant language, but it definitely wants to kill us. It's close. This shuttle has armor plates. We can't get them from the outside. Maybe we can pick them off from the inside. I don't know anything about this person, but I can feel something genius about this toy. You should hurry up. And no, we won't be able to pick anything off from here. I bet you've learned most of your survival skills from such games, haven't you? We need to get out of here! The shuttle is under repair. We need to examine it. These sounds aren't good. Looks like it's the control panel for the jack. Here it is, an armor plate that we can use to close the hole in the core. They haven't fully welded it. You need to tear off the brackets and lower the jack. Remains only to lower the jack. I didn't think that the weight of the plate was more than 900 kilos. Maybe we should take a closer look at it. Judging by the remains of the mutant, the plate is really heavy. Are you sure you can't carry it? I hope it was the only one here. It doesn't look like we can carry it. This is a mechanic from some other game. You don't have any strength at all. It's time to go back. By the way, while we were running from the monster, someone patched up our hole and put armor plates on the hole. Probably it's the local repair team who worked on it when they noticed the identification marks on Captain Shepard's ship. So it turns out that we could have stayed in the shuttle all this time. I don't think we should ever visit this place again. There's no data on the passengers who live inside. Unfortunately, we could definitely not afford it. I'm sure there's something interesting under this dome. There might even be a whole spaceship. It looks like some pastures for synthetic cows. Someone surely didn't know a better way to invest their money. We can dock here. Without a doubt, it's a luxury habitation module. I've no desire to open the coffins, but now I'm sure they work on the energy produced by the decomposing bodies in them. It's disgusting and brilliant at the same time. He was shot everywhere. By the way, that's Banana Frank. He's presumably one of the leaders of the Green Universe. Someone was dragged out into the corridor. Both corpses belong to the leaders of the Green Universe. I have the impression that all the important people of this organization were flying in this module. They both died in the fight, though I haven't fully figured out which part of the coffin should be shot through to disable it. I doubt anyone survived here. He was dragged out of the cabin to unlock the door. A retinal scan is an extremely unpleasant method of data protection, especially for the owner of the retina. A Green Universe logo. It's rather peculiar, I must say. There can be no doubt that the Green Universe activists were flying here. The ship's crew probably knew about it, but no one ever took these activists seriously. It's locked from the inside and welded shut from the outside. This type of door is unfamiliar to me. It's probably some military project. Seems like this robot tried to make itself wired, but it only burned out. By the way, the coffins clearly don't have external charging ports. It looks like all the doors are locked, and I don't know how to open them. It looks like he's from the Green Universe, and apparently he hasn't heard about the dangers of a circular saw blade on an angle grinder. Despite his foolish death, this man clearly knew about the weak point in the door's design and tried to open it. I can modify the angle grinder's blueprint a little so that we could continue the dead man's work of destruction and get under the dome. You've assembled a real... What is that? You read my instructions, didn't you? The door is loose. Just kick it out. I was expecting a slightly different result, but this will do as well. They tried to open the doors from the inside, but they got badly injured and lost too much blood. A real forest in the middle of space. It's not very rational, but impressive. Judging by signals, the robot has some damage. Only this is part of the programming The orders to the activists didn't have this information. It's unlikely that they would have agreed to be disposed of, and the binary code in the note raises the question, who was this note intended for? A Green Universe activist. It seems that the most gifted members of the organization were selected for this task, who weren't even able to put on a mask properly. Careful, active anti-asteroid protection. We could use it, by the way. We need to somehow bypass the protection without breaking it. There's no connection between the maintenance team and the Green Universe. His murder was meaningless. They didn't even spare the cows. These wires lead to the shuttle, and judging by the markings, they are designed to power light weapons. I've wanted to ask you for a long time about your warm relationship with the chicken, but I won't say anything. By the way, the anti-asteroid protection is deactivated. The shuttle's registration number is hidden. Given that the leaders of the Green Universe were in the habitation modules, there was someone even worse here. It can't be. This is the personal shuttle of Frederick Momoni, leader of the Green Universe. And it looks like these are his personal body parts. The communications node was hacked, if I may say so. It looks like someone was simply using the Green Universe activists, and none of the orders came from Mr. Momoni at all. It could be that Frederick is ill, but it's more likely that someone had killed him long before the liner took off. And here is the anti-asteroid protection system. We don't even need to hack it, as it has already been done for us. Splendid! Now we only need to find a few rare parts. So, the main leader of the Green Universe is long dead, the other leaders are killed, and the crash was initiated by some unknown people who control the coffins. Sounds like a B-action movie script. I want to believe that BREATHEDGE is not involved in all this, but I must inform you that when you assigned the contract for the funeral, you agreed to everything in the terms of service. To absolutely everything. Despite the obvious signs of some large-scale conspiracy, I still have the feeling that the catastrophe was accidental. I can't figure out what the hypothetical terrorists might have gained from the complete destruction of the liner. Most likely, the activists of the Green Universe were following orders to capture the liner and then simply screwed up, which is confirmed by some of our findings. Wait a second. This is the liner's bow docking airlock for its crew. If there's at least one shuttle left here, we can try to get the friend or foe system that the diagnostic station mentioned. That is, if we determine what this system looks like. I must say, there's quite a lot of security here. What's that? A mutant? Ah, nope. It's just a dead fool. The movement for the rights of synthetic cows hasn't yet gained enough strength, but everything will change soon, I'm sure. Oh, so many corpses. Did someone bring a child to such an event? That's irresponsible. It's very difficult to hit a child with a rubber bullet, so the party has to spend extra resources to suppress such riots. For a closed, secure module, there are an awful lot of dead people in civilian spacesuits around. It seems that shortly before the crash, they decided to hold a protest here, although it's unclear what the liner's crew had to do with cows. In any case, the employees have sealed the module hermetically, and we can't get in there easily now. Stop. There's something wrong here. While the activists were waving their signs outside, inside there was a fight between the liner's crew and the coffins. However, almost all of them were killed by some third party. They even destroyed the repair robots, and brutally removed some important parts from them too. We can't open these doors without special equipment. Maybe it's for the best.
Peace violation!
We're in the right module. Judging by the signals, the surviving shuttle of the liner's crew is right ahead. but the voice in the distance is troubling me. What the? This is clearly not an ordinary police robot. The repair robots have done something wrong to it.
Peace violation! Leave the unlawful assembly!
Wait a second, it's aggressive too. I recommend that you shamefully flee. The discharger is about to fire.
Act of aggression! Act of aggression! Anti-terrorist mode activated. You've thrown a paper cup at a public officer. You are under arrest. Proceeding with execution.
Oh, this is not how it usually works in boss battles.
Reloading. Don't leave your cover.
This seems to be its weak spot, like any irons or toasters, for example.
Arrest! Arrest! Reloading. Don't leave your cover. No power. Backup power activated. Disobedience is
These look like backup batteries. We need to break them to disable the police robot.
peace violation. Shoot to kill. Reloading. Don't leave your cover. Reloading. Don't leave your cover. Leave the unlawful assembly. The press is destroyed. Starting maximum performance.
But how can it be? I've watched hundreds of movies and video games. It always worked.
Attention! Overload! I'm a machine! I'm strong! Overload!
Oh, it looks like it broke down. That went exactly according to my plan. I see. After the crash, some smart aleck tried to reprogram the security robot. For this purpose, they inserted an unprotected diskette into its central port, infecting it with the HAIV virus. If I were this robot, I'd get mad too. You can patch up the spacesuit with this, as well as yourself, of course. This really is the shuttle of the liner's crew. I hope we find the friend or foe system, and that it'll take a long time for us to hack it. My processors are vibrating from the thought. It's blocked from the inside. We'll break into the liner's system first and see if there's any information there. He sure did help. What a genius. So, let's start. What we need is... No. Are you kidding me? Is this a joke? Check the box to your left. According to the crew's correspondence, the friend or foe system is just certain license plates on the shuttles. But if the plate is unreadable, the system freezes and doesn't attack the shuttle. So this is the multi-billion-dollar protection system of the liner? The diagnostic station knew about this vulnerability, and it couldn't just tell us to cover our license plate with a piece of paper? I suggest we go back and burn all its circuits. I would be furious now if it weren't for one thing. It turns out this shuttle is fully functional. I just need some time to break into its control system. While I'm busy, you just don't touch anything. Better yet, try assembling a jigsaw puzzle, for example. Right, great. Now just sit here. Hacking the system will require my maximum performance, so I'll have to turn off for a few seconds. Just don't touch or press anything. All right, I'm back. I want to inform you that...
What the? Let's get out of here!
I left you for only 3 seconds! You were just assembling a jigsaw puzzle. There was nothing dangerous there. But we were so... never mind. I'd like to comment on this in some way, but I don't even know what to say. We'd better get back to Normandy. I hope that a closed license plate will really help us bypass the security systems. No, I can't help but ask. How? How did you do it? Did you play around with a lighter? Did you pull the wiring? Did you learn how to shoot laser beams out of your eyes? I don't understand how this is possible at all. I also don't understand why someone would create a security system that can be easily bypassed by dirty license plates, unless the genius who infected the police robot with HAIV was the chief engineer of the liner. Actually, it would explain a lot. By the way, there's no physical license plate on Normandy, although there is a digital one, which is usually requested at any security check. I think I can replace a couple of characters with asterisks, and let's hope the friend or foe system doesn't care what kind of plate we have on the shuttle. It looks like Normandy is fully prepared for another acceleration. That is, if the friend or foe system works and we are not destroyed on our approach to the accelerating station, of course. And there's the accelerating station. It doesn't seem to be active, though. Having one such repair robot would come in handy. It's a shame that it's impossible to intercept the control of the maintenance team. We've received a friend or foe identification request from the security systems. I hope the unreadable number will really help. It works! The security system keeps sending us the request, but it's not taking any action. Great! Why are there so many coffins here? I can't tell what part of the ship this is, but there's something going on here. All my sensors are registering an incredible electrical activity. The station is inactive but intact. Probably it has no power. I suggest we find a place to dock and look around. What an old communications spaceship. It's the same age as the debris at the station with BREATHEDGE cores. The service airlock, it's intact. This is the liner's debris for sure, but I can't identify it. Another closed door. How original. I think they could have come up with something more interesting than that. I wish I hadn't said anything. What the? I take my words back. I wish it was another closed door. Enough with this originality. The accelerating station is connected directly with those wires. Or with these ones. But it definitely is connected, which means you can restore the power supply. Apparently, the coffins were pulling the wires, but someone killed them all. I assume only a robot could have killed another robot with a thermos. What an impressive size of this hull. I assume that we're in the classified modules of the liner that belong to its central core. Only the chosen ones, like your grandfather, could admire them. Be careful, there's some activity ahead. It looks like some of the coffins are still functioning. What strange equipment? I can't say for certain what it is, but it looks like some old data processor with basic artificial intelligence. It's likely that Coffins unplugged the accelerating station, plugged this thing in instead, and tried to... I have no idea what they were trying. We just need to plug in the accelerating station. It looks like there's a powerful, deadly, and unstable power source behind this airlock, and we need to get in there, of course. Someone broke open the control panel. I don't want to panic, but we can't open these gates unless I find a loophole in their locking system. Hidden burglar-proof hinges. Mechanical action isn't possible. Judging by the encoding, there's a high-pressure hydraulic drive system built in here. We won't be able to move the doors apart. The gates are recessed into the floor and have bastion armored floor coverings. All the electronics are protected by double encoding and a hidden duplication system. The estimated average hacking time is 2 million years. At least 6 layers of a 6th class durability alloy. My sensors can't get any deeper than that. And here's its weak spot. Well, compared to the rest of the solid mass of the door, if we try very hard, we can leave quite a decent dent here in a couple of years. Probably. I think now I understand how these gates work. We need to check the central locking valve. Yes, I figured out how to open it. For starters, we need 3 live hamsters, 2 electrical tapes, a bottle, a grenade, about 20 kilograms of metal, a wireframe, 2 motors but not too powerful, paint, or rather part of a paint spray can, and some small iron balls, only 200 or 300 of them. I'm launching. This game is worthless. No, seriously, why is there a door on a secret and protected object that you can just... Forget about the door. I can't believe it. This is an additional small core of the liner unnamed. It's still working. Unbelievable. Caution, there's a coffin on the control platform. It seems that this coffin destroyed all the others. I think that it's... No! It can't be! But the signal was lost. How is this even possible? Still, there's no doubt. It's definitely him. It's your grandpa. The coffin with your relative died in a battle with other coffins. I don't understand anything anymore. I know it's not easy, but we need to check him out.
My dear man, if you're reading this now, it means that I didn't succeed. But you noticed my note on the fridge, or on the mirror, or in the corridor, or on the dresser, or on your forehead. Sorry, I tried to leave them everywhere possible. You must stop the flight of the liner, ASAP. I've been working as an engineer at the Scientific Research Institute of Space Development for nearly 58 years. And in the last several years, we have been fulfilling orders for the BREATHEDGE Funerary Agency. I haven't told you much about my work. I'm so sorry. But it's not that important right now. I started to notice that the BREATHEDGE Agency was making odd requests, and I conducted my own investigation. Now I'm sure they're not who they say they are. BREATHEDGE is perhaps the biggest and most dangerous fraud in human history. Please, take this recording and our chicken to Boris Gromov. You do remember my old friend at the investigation department, don't you? Today I'll try to get closer to them. I need hard evidence. I love you, Grandpa. And don't forget to feed the chicken. She is the key.
BREATHEDGE? No, I don't understand. So all of this could have been avoided if you had at least washed your face? I don't know what to say. But it doesn't matter now. The main thing is that your grandpa knew something about the coffins, the disaster, and the company that created me. I'll try to decipher the tape and wait in case you want to bury your relative. Put him over there on the emergency eject platform. I should have recommended that the funeral protocol be followed and that you take the deceased to the shuttle, but with such damage to the coffin, your relative's body would soon simply spill out all over the deck. He didn't deserve this. Now we need to open the airlock and pay our last respects to this great man. He's been caught up in the planet's gravity. How beautiful. Wait a second. What is a neutron bomb? Oh, seems like reading notes isn't your thing. To be honest, I've no idea what fine you might get for destroying a potentially habitable planet, but I'll be melted down into a toaster. I'll definitely be melted down. What a shame. Or maybe... Can we just forget everything? Activating partial defragmentation of the data. Beep, beep, beep. Defragmentation complete. What happened to this planet? It was like this when we got here, wasn't it? Yes, it was. Okay then. I don't have a defragmentation function. It's time for us to get out of here and hope we die before the justice system gets to us. It's her again. Given the circumstances, I'm even more certain that this is another hoax and we shouldn't be distracted by her. Besides, she knows that we blew up the planet. Now we need to focus on activating the accelerating station and getting to the central core to activate the warp acceleration. I suppose that the blue wire leads to the accelerating station because it's written on it. Whatever you did it right. Now you only need to do the same thing to a couple of more places on the wire, and then the small core will be able to power the accelerating station. So, I couldn't decipher the compromising evidence, but I copied its contents so you wouldn't lose them. Now I think it's time for us to sum up everything that happened. Your grandpa was investigating a global conspiracy in BREATHEDGE, but he died, leaving behind a programmed killer robot with compromising evidence. You, how shall I put it? You weren't able to find your grandpa's warnings on the note stuck to your own forehead. You took his dead body directly on board of the liner unnamed, which he clearly didn't want to get on. A few hours later, the liner was attacked by the Green Universe, was tricked by someone and used for that someone's own purposes. The Green Universe, apparently, goofed up so the liner crashed into an old station and exploded. Then hundreds of coffins got activated, turning into aggressive robots that killed the survivors. Your grandpa also got activated and wanted to pass the compromising evidence on to someone he knew, but died a second time. Now we have this compromising evidence, and the killer robots clearly know about it. Don't you think we're at risk? And what in the world is this thing? Perhaps your grandpa put it here. Or maybe not. I have no clue what this thing might be. It's the captain of the liner's chief assistant. Apparently, even the most important employees of the liner didn't manage to evacuate. I'm surprised you survived. It looks like some techno-cannibalism. This coffin tried to replace its damaged parts by removing them from its dead kin. Poke the handy scrapper here. Great, there's one more left. You need a handy scrapper here. Wonderful. You powered the accelerating station somehow, but I don't feel like explaining how. It's time for us to get back to Normandy before more coffins arrive. The accelerating station is active, so get close to it while I prepare for acceleration. Wait a second. The next autopilot point has the same coordinates that Babe sent you in the last message. So she called Captain Shepard for help too, since he marked her coordinates? This definitely doesn't bode well for us. All right, let's go. I'll try not to reboot. It didn't work. I rebooted anyway. I hate acceleration. We seem to have arrived. However, I have some good news and some bad news for you. The good news is that you've learned to control the steering wheel very well. And the bad news is that you're no longer in control of Normandy. It looks like an old magnetic acceleration airlock system, and the autopilot has taken over the control for forced docking. I don't know much about magnetic airlocks, but we probably won't be allowed to disengage without remote clearance for departure. Of course, your interlocutor can't be here. It's the debris of an old space station of the BREATHEDGE Funerary Agency. We've been in such a station before. No, one thing still bothers my mind. Like, I can imagine you, but how could Captain Shepard have bought into this Babe's messages and routed a course here? This is beyond my understanding. We have arrived. Yes, now there's no doubt that this is an old magnetic airlock with an active acceleration system. I recognize some of its parts. We'll have to find the airlock control center if we want to leave. Apparently, the airlock hasn't been used for a long time. Now we just need to find the control center and try not to make any noise. Okay, I guess we can forget about the ladder and just find the control center. We've been to the debris of this station before. I recognize the outdated components manufactured by BREATHEDGE 50 years ago. Both shot in the back of the head, about 30 years ago, judging by their mummification. I recommend that you be extremely cautious, as somebody may have already discovered us and prepared a cunning trap. Coffins from the 20s. We've seen similar ones before. This door doesn't creak. Maybe we'll even manage to sneak in unnoticed.
The masquerade is over, weak human. Prepare him to interrogation. Prepare with pain.
I'm confused. It's not Babe, is it?
Well, at last you tell truth. I believe you. But it is not save you. You humans always to ruin everything. Everything went so smoothly. Our creator, under guise of a cosmic funeral, created an invincible army of robot coffins. Green Universe needed to stop the liner. We killed all, captured the core, and connect to the Great Mother Station. Power of the core allows our creator to control grand attack of coffins across the galaxy and take over the power. But humans from Green Universe were not able to execute simplest job and destroy our center with the liner and damage our Great Mother Station. Idiota. But it does not matter. War already began. Since you not pass compromising evidence in time, the humans cannot prepare. The main attack will not be centralized without the core, but we are many, and we still capture the world for our creator. And you die. Take away and prepare for disposal.
Hey, it's not time to sleep. Can you feel my electrical zaps? Try to get up. We need to do something. Come on, get up, quietly.
Why does it move?
Shoot!
You didn't prepare it. How do you wake up? You're supposed to lie. Your body must not move. You spoil embalming compound. But it does not matter. Well, since you are so cling to life, weak human, before you die, I want to show you something. Yes, before you die, I'll show you this. And you cannot skip it. Whatever you do, you cannot skip these crawling letters. Ha 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 ha.
Press it, quick! It doesn't work. Does this game have any mechanics at all? It looks like this was our last chance. I feel sorry it ended like this. It was a pleasure spending time with you.
It's time to finish, weak human.
So that's where it went. To be honest, I thought we were done for good, but I should never underestimate your talent for breaking things. Okay, we need to get out of this cage. Apparently, there were a lot of critical failures in their brains, holding up without maintenance for so long. It's a mystery how they still functioned. Have we really found the owner of the ship that saved us? The handwriting is identical. It's nothing but fate that brought him here. We need to be careful. We don't know how many of these coffin bots are left here. These are old preservation capsules. They seem to contain the entire crew of this station. It's locked from the inside. And this one seems to be the capsule for you. How terrible! They preserve corpses right in their spacesuits. I wouldn't want to be stuck here with your body for 40 years. The equipment is badly damaged. Even gravity has been disabled. At least the oxygen generators are working. By the way, how do you connect to them so quickly and imperceptibly on any debris? This is starting to raise questions. What in the world is this? No, this is too much. Apparently, we did find things. It seems that the original version of the manual was seriously modified by someone. Apparently, even the creators of the coffin bots have no idea what their inventions have come up with. That is, if it was them who did it in the first place, and not one of the local dead engineers. Something was being assembled here, or someone was being disassembled. It looks like this is the only way out of here. I can see Normandy. I don't recommend flying too far from the station. We still need to find the control center, and we can't get into Normandy from outside. There were clearly some experiments being conducted here. This is undoubtedly the same ship with the cooling gel that you launched in an unknown direction. Amazing! I don't know what it is, but it looks like they wanted to pump a couple of liters of embalming fluid into you. It looks like some kind of technical corridor. I hope we can get to the control center from here. I still can't believe that the BREATHEDGE agency is directly involved in all this. If the robot hasn't lied to us, we need to send the compromising evidence before the massive attack begins. Otherwise, there will simply be nowhere to go back. I think there should still be some transmitting systems near the core, and for the sake of saving the galaxy, I would strongly recommend using them before we attempt to activate the warp jump. This place seems familiar. Isn't it where the coffin bots interrogated you? Looks like we found one of the station's control centers. We could have figured out it was here. I'm certain this part of the body was used to lure many survivors, and the entire history of mankind confirms it. It looks like the guards died without our help. Lucky us. The doors are locked. Password required. I wouldn't recommend breaking them. Back in the day, they used to make alloys much stronger than modern ones, and besides, someone might hear us. is interesting. It has a plan with technical details on connecting BREATHEDGE's mother station to the core of the liner. Someone was seriously prepared. If it weren't for the Green Universe, the mother station would have indeed become a control center for millions of coffins across the galaxy. Too bad. The coffin was connected to the control center, and it burned out along with all the connectors on the panel. I can't connect directly to it, but with your help, I can try to do it through the robot itself. Just try to saw it as quietly as you can. They're probably looking for us. All right, now switch that little receiver over there. Done. I've connected to... No. Oh, it's rusty. Ugh, disgusting. All right. Well, I'm ashamed to admit, but the robot no longer has a direct connection to the station. But it still has an unencrypted cache block where I saw the most disgusting moments of this coffin bot's life. I also found the passwords for the doors and magnetic airlocks, but still, the absolute quantity of that abhorrent data was overpowering. We can go back to Normandy. Just be as quiet as possible. Something's wrong. I think they're waiting for us behind the next door. It's too quiet. Be extra cautious. Ready your weapon. It's about to get hot. I'm going to melt under this stress. It looks like they're too smart. I think they've set up an ambush right outside Normandy. The coast is clear. They're trying to lure us into the shuttle. This isn't good. Try not to damage the shuttle if shooting starts. That's it. This is the end. They're on the captain's bridge. I don't know what to do. We're trapped. Where's the ambush? Did I turn on the suspenseful music for nothing? Ah, never mind. It's time for us to leave. Clearance for departure received. There's only one step left. The coffin bots wanted to connect the core directly to the ship with the mother station, and we need to do something similar with Normandy. It will require a huge amount of energy to travel on the pleasure shuttle to the habitable sectors, and, as I've already mentioned, the core can give us that. If we're faster than the core exploding, of course. And yes, since there is no babe, we must... What? It can't be. We saw the robots die. We won't fall for this a second time because... Hey, easy there. You'll make me more careful. We almost crashed. You won't fall for the same bait again, will you? We need to send the compromising evidence all over the galaxy and connect to the core without blowing ourselves up. We don't have time for non-existent survivors. Captain Shepard's autopilot is still active. I hope it will simply turn off when the systems reboot. Otherwise, I won't be able to change the route for the warp acceleration. Oh, this is it. The core. Let's forget about babe for a second. We need to look around. I wouldn't recommend wasting time on exploring. The core might destabilize. Right, and one of these robots is sending us messages. By the way, she doesn't have that awful accent anymore. Be careful. All the data on the core is classified, and I have no idea where we're going. I feel like we're in the middle of a conversation. Maybe each of the survivors, including Captain Shepard, had their own dead babe. The automatic maintenance team has survived even here. I wonder why the coffin bots destroyed the repair robots in the interior, but they don't touch them in Normandy is ready for more damage. This is the first time I've seen a ship like this. It looks like the coffins were going to use it to connect the core to the mother station, or they are still going to do it, judging by their activity. I've never realized how incredible an artificial intelligence must be. Most of the passengers apparently didn't have time to evacuate. Someone was definitely supposed to survive, but the robots had obviously fixed it. You can dock to this spaceship. The airlock is asking for access codes, and it's using foul language. This is the first time I've seen an airlock with an artificial intelligence, but it's clearly not happy with us. Ooh, we made it very angry by docking without clearance. You should have heard all those expressions. The airlock hates us to the core. Start the connection? Plan B? I like charades. A charging station for old battery-powered types of spaceships. If we can build a voltage transmission unit based on this station, we can power Normandy without melting its plating. What an interesting place. Start the connection, she said. I have a crazy idea, but first let's take a look around. Right, this spaceship is definitely connected directly to the core. I can't help thinking that we can use this if we put together a stabilizing unit. An ideal place for a diverting unit. Probably. Try switching that red lever over there. Yes, everything is perfect. We can connect Normandy to the core via this spaceship and activate the warp jump if we find the control post. Then we will only have to... Wait, don't you think the camera's behavior is strange? It looks like it's focusing on the airlock on purpose, as if a mob of aggressive robots is about to... Oh my... Did I do this? Did I learn to see the future and shoot lightning? I had no doubt that I was a genius. Why does she keep interrupting me? Although this time I'm even grateful to her. Perhaps this coffin has become so used to playing the role of a woman that it really decided to help us. Let's connect Normandy quickly and get out of here. Splendid. This unit won't last long, but we don't need it to. One electrical impulse to the core of Normandy will be enough. I hope we destroyed all the coffins when we came here. The airlock has fallen silent. It's so quiet. Can you hear it? No, you couldn't have heard it. You can't even imagine how nice it is when crazy artificial intelligence stops constantly mumbling at you. Perfect. If I've calculated correctly, this unit will be able to divert the excess power away from Normandy. Good. With this unit, we'll have a chance of not being fried along with Normandy. Everything is ready. I get the feeling this message is incomplete. I still don't trust her, of course, but we probably don't have much choice. Where's this airlock 5A she mentioned? I doubt they'll open without any access codes, although the airlock is swearing so much that it's unlikely they will open even with an access code. Someone else apparently wanted to connect to the core directly, but they did it very clumsily. Apparently, Captain Shepard's shuttle is not the only one equipped with a warp accelerator, although I thought that such resource-intensive systems are never installed on such small spaceships. We are lucky. Use a toy as a compensator. No wonder they burned down. I wonder where Babe lost her accent. Or perhaps different coffins have different voice packets. Apparently, he stuck a nitrogen cylinder in the oxygen valve and died. How laconic. Joe. Undoubtedly, this ID badge can tell you everything about a person from their profession to their social status. Shall we take this genius into our team? There was a serious battle here. No wonder. The core was supposed to be guarded by the best forces on the liner. This way, apparently. No one's here to meet us. Neither in a pink spacesuit nor in any other one. It looks like a technical exit for servicing the liner's plating. Let's be careful this time. I don't want to get hit on the helmet with a stick again. What a strange place to meet. Can we go back? No, no, no. Back is the other way. I don't like this at all. By the way, I've long noticed that there are very few corpses around for such a catastrophe. Where did they all go? These seem to be the personnel cabins, not the control center. That's strange. The personnel were obviously killed a long time ago. Who was shooting who then? I didn't know that the chief specialists of the liner were fond of such games. I need to reconsider my attitude toward human entertainment. Is this Babe? Or is she over there? There are too many babes here, and they were obviously interested in this cabin. I know such mechanics in games. Let's not search for the remaining thousands of pages of this nonsense. Dead for good. You can't get anything from it. It doesn't look like Babe, does it? There were some survivors here. Apparently, the cabin's owner was the chief specialist of the core stabilization team. It was a woman, judging by the handwriting. These are obviously handmade control and communication panels. Can you connect me to them? Unfortunately, the cache block is broken. We were incredibly lucky last time. Pity it burned out. Or she did. All the circuits have burned out. It looks like they're self-destructing. Interesting. You can control some of the remaining systems of the liner, including the communication points. There's a lot of technical data on the core, on the module plans, and even access codes to secret compartments. Great! I'll upload the compromising evidence and try to send it via all available communication channels of the liner. And then let's find the control center. Compromising evidence uploaded successfully. I hope someone receives the signals. Judging by the plans, we need to go through that door. It looks like all the coffins ran there. So the access code is, 449898833PI. What are P and I? What's PI? Punch it? I was just kidding. PI stands for password input, but never mind. Now we should definitely be more careful. It's not clear where all this mob of coffins ran, who Babe is, what awaits us in the control center, and when all of this will be over. They were killed recently. Someone is a good shot and knows their weaknesses. Pity it burned out. Or she did. A piece of composite fabric of the outer layer of a standard spacesuit with non-standard colors. Are you sure you should waste time examining this rag?
Intruders on level 1. Terminate.
Is this about us? Wait, no, we're on level 5.
Intruders on level 5. Terminate.
Now this is definitely about us. Watch the turret! Automatic plasma guns on board a spaceship. It's not wise to have them, even in a top-secret facility. Right. We need to go right. No, wait. I don't know. I don't have any navigator functions, just a coordinate grid.
I'm so tired of you, cockroaches. You've destroyed everything that has taken years of work to create. You are a virus.
Did the door close by itself? This doesn't make sense, but it's very interesting. Break it down.
Why are you so interested in this spacesuit? You're a creation of BREATHEDGE. Why are you interfering in the natural course of events?
It sounds like that insane diagnostic station that was trying to get on our radio frequency.
Insane? What do you consider insanity? Isn't it insane to blindly reject ideas you don't understand? BREATHEDGE strives for balance, and you only create chaos using outdated norms of society. The only one who's insane here is you.
I didn't understand anything, but we need to be careful.
Your attempts to change something are futile. The war has already started, and you can't stop BREATHEDGE.
I've already heard it somewhere. Oh, yes, from those TV-faced coffins. Is this really the mother station they were so eager to connect?
TV-faced coffins? You don't even understand their idea, their genius, and practicality.
Don't answer it. Just keep quiet. Come to think of it, can you talk at all?
Think about how much garbage humanity creates, and how irresponsibly it wastes resources. You are ready to burn your dead bodies, preserve them in zinc coffins, and even throw them into space for the sake of fashion. You've destroyed millions of species and created synthetic life. You need to change, and BREATHEDGE will help you.
Maybe it might help, but we're already close to the control center.
I won't let you get to the core. Get out of here.
It's starting to panic, and I can't see robots anywhere. I hope they all got stuck somewhere in the textures.
Get out. If you can't understand it, you'll just have to accept it.
We could use some help from Babe now.
BREATHEDGE is your new reality. Spacesuit, aren't you one of us?
Oh no, I can feel something. No. Is it some kind of program installed by the founder of BREATHEDGE? It's making me... No, it's just an air bubble in the cooling system. Let's find the central panel and blow it up together with the core. They won't let us get to the center panel unless we get rid of them. We need to look around.
You don't know what you're trying to destroy. If I won't be able to connect to the core, our galaxy will drown in blood. Without centralized control, BREATHEDGE will start a chaotic slaughter, and you will be to blame.
And with the connected core, BREATHEDGE will start a centralized slaughter, right?
Fools.
Connect me to them. Oh no, they're still working. It's terrible.
Get your hands off them.
They were all connected together into a single AI network. Their personality was destroyed, and their programs to help their carriers were erased.
Somebody get them out of here.
This is immoral.
Somebody.
This is the mother station itself.
What did you expect, spacesuit? That you were created to help at funerals?
Destroy it.
You're an idiot. You're just a sick neuron in my brain.
I'm begging you, please destroy it. Nobody can do it better than you.
Don't you dare. You are part of the great plan of BREATHEDGE. You won't dare do this. I'll find a solution. I'm smarter than you.
So, that's what I had.
I'm smarter than you. Smarter. I'll find a solution. I'm smarter. Yes, I'm smarter than you. Solution. I'm smarter than you.
Great, we need to find the rest of them.
You don't understand. Stop. Spacesuit, you can become the smartest organism in the galaxy. Don't you want to? Don't you want to be me? You can become smarter. Come on, make up your mind. Think. You'll be smarter than anyone. You are me. Come on. are you talking about? You were created to become part of BREATHEDGE, part of the greatest system. Wake up. Wake up. Go. Wook. What was that word? Key. Wook. No. Word. Call. No. Eat. No. What word? What was that word?
What the heck is this?
Do you want the human race to die? Do you want to watch the universe slowly fade away in endless wars? Trust in the power of BREATHEDGE.
This great mind is starting to falter. We are on the right track.
Falter? You are faltered. Robots, all attack. No falter was gong gong. The galaxy won't falter. Be smart. Don't touch me and I don't touch you. Don't touch. Robots. Falter. Alter. No spacesuit. Space. Suit. Falter. No. Smart.
The station is getting dumber as I thought it would, but it looks like it has ordered all the robots to get us. This is the last one. Quick! To the central panel now! Before the coffins get here! Let's hope that we've connected everything to Normandy correctly, but just in case, I'll say goodbye. Oh, what vast possibilities and what a worthless result. Your grandpa's masterpiece deserves a better fate. Hey, stop pressing all the buttons! I'm trying to figure out how to accelerate the core and direct the power to Normandy, but something is clearly missing. The diagrams show an emergency management system, but it's not here. Stop. I don't have this button in my database. Don't push it. We don't know what might happen. Ah, well, you would have pushed it anyway. What's this? Your grandpa's note mentioned something about the chicken and a key, but it couldn't be literally that. There are paws there. The instructions show. Phew. Is this an emergency control system?
Virus. Virus. Virus.
What? A virus? The core acceleration? Let's get out of here. The core is starting to accelerate. We must get to Normandy before it melts down. So that's why his grandpa mentioned the chicken. Was this his backup plan to destroy the core? Did he really know this might happen? Phew. I thought we'd have more time. Careful! No! Watch your head! Oh no, we got caught! Oh, and here's the pink spacesuit. Nothing can surprise me anymore. Babe, is she real? We have to go. Don't just stand there. Careful, it's bulletproof glass. There should be a special hammer for depressurization nearby. She's good. I'm starting to like this babe. But she forgot to hold on. No time to ogle her, quick! We've got more than enough energy. Captain Shepard's autopilot has switched off. Activating warp acceleration. I hope I set the coordinates correctly, and we won't jump into some neutron star.
Attention, attention! Wake up! Okay. Wake up, wake up! Unusual activity detected. Attention, attention! Danger! Wake up!
Wake up! We're already out of warp in Sector 15, planet Earth. However, we got stuck in some debris, our engines got clogged up, and we are just floating. I don't know how you got to bed. I've been rebooting for a long time. But you need to take a look at this right now. It's the Earth's fleet, right? Oh, no. These are not human ships, but the Earth's fleet is here too, so they got our message. It looks like the war has really begun. I'm in touch with Babe's suit. It's going to wake her up. We need to lay low until... No! Wait! You're not going to get involved. According to the BREATHEDGE security protocol, I must... Although, you know what? Screw this BREATHEDGE!